What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Good, the Bad and the Stupid. It's Wednesday the 6th of January, second full day of lockdown. Welcome if you've not been here before. I'm starting with the negatives. Second full day of lockdown, scratched on the wall, in blood, with my fingernails snapping off because they're already blunt and tender from the last fucking 6 months that we did back in March, or was it 3 months? I don't know, I can't remember. But we've done plenty of indoors behaviour over the past year. Anyway, I'm actually quite institutionalised, I believe, by now. I think I'm kind of like enjoying my prison. I think they've got me. They've turned me into this, I'm loving my oppressor. I'm starting to feel affection for Boris Johnson, feel affection for the world leaders that are locking us or demanding that we do all these things, like, and we behave like little lab mice, and we do it locked in our little lab cages or whatever the fuck we are. But anyway, we're protecting somebody. But there's definitely better ways of doing things. But we've taken the long road. Let's put it that way. I haven't even checked up how Sweden's getting on. Sweden did everything different to the rest of the world. I wonder how they're getting on right now. Are they fucking 6 feet in the shit, or fucking are they doing quite well? Have they carried on that agenda, or they're doing something different? Fuck knows. I should check it out, really. I've got plenty of time on my hands, as you have. We can all become an expert at something, but don't become an expert on COVID, because it will get you nowhere. It's always good to know the little things that are, they seem a little bit out of kilter, but it ain't gonna get you anywhere. All these people who are gonna like push that agenda and like fight back, you just got to know and move on. Anyway, moving on to Boris Johnson's. Boris Johnson. Speaking of Boris Johnson, there's a picture of him here, looking about 80 years old. He's saying a few more months and we'll have this beat. And it's a picture of him in 2035. I've got to say, 2035, the picture is, he looks about fucking 90. That's only 2035, 14 years away. I don't think he should be looking as old as what he does in this photo, because in this photo he looks like fucking, it'd have just dug him up. But anyway, that probably should have been UK in 2045. But anyway, yeah, I hope not, because I just saw that they're talking about we might have to do lockdowns come every winter or coming up the next winters, because it will mutate and try to come in a different form. So all this fucking jabbing we're doing, the vaccine and that, if it comes back in a different form, what's the point if we've got to go in lockdown again next year? But apparently it's going to be nothing like what we're doing this year. But I'll tell you what, I'm getting the fucking flight tickets. I'm getting off to some country that I don't care about the quarantining, or going to the country in quarantine. I'm getting out of here next Christmas. You mark my words. There ain't going to be no podcast. Sorry, but they might do. I might do it from the beach. But then I'm going to piss you off then, and you're going to get all miserable. You're going to go, oh, look at him enjoying himself on the beach, talking about miserable England, because I still have to do the UK news. And then you're going to be going, he's fucking taking the piss. You're sitting there with a pina colada, drunk, and he's trying to fucking tell us about the shit news over here. Come on. You're going to lose, you're not going to be my friendly listeners. Or saying that, you're not all from the UK. There aren't many fucking people from the UK that listen. You're all from other countries. Anyway, let's get on to the news. It's Wing It Wednesday, by the way. Wing It Wednesday means I talk about any old fucking shit, and I haven't put it in any order. So it's kind of, that's it. You've just got me talking about me and stuff that I've got no relation to the news. So anyway, let's move on to some news. A factory worker who only ever ate jam sandwiches has kicked his food phobia with KFC. I don't care about the KFC thing. I don't eat it anyway, but he's managed to kick one shit thing for another shit thing, basically, is the fucking gist of that. But saying that, I used to like KFC when I used to eat meat and chicken. I like the flavour of it. But I don't like the fact that it's fucking Kentucky Fried Cruelty, and the chickens that they're eating are probably poisonous to fuck. But apart from that, the taste of them's quite nice. But he's kicking jam sandwiches. That's all he ever ate, jam sandwiches. Imagine that. Imagine going on a date with him. You go take you out for a meal, and you'd have to like go, no, I'm only ordering for one. What do you want, love? And then get a get her order one, then he'd just pull out a jam sandwich, because you can't order a jam sandwich in a fucking posh restaurant, can you? You'd have to pull out your own one out your back pocket in one of them still, what's it called, sandwich bags. He's had to kick that just to fucking get laid, I think. There's no way in the world he's getting laid eating jam sandwiches. I've got to say, he don't even look that bad looking, and he don't even look that skinny, and he don't look that unhealthy. So there's got to be something in that he can. He's lived on jam sandwiches for how long? Fucking 20 years, I think, by the looks of it. He should be dead. He's a miracle of either that or that jam, whatever the jam he's got. Let's get on to it. Here's us eating all these vegetables and that. Maybe that's why everyone's got diseases and dying. No, it isn't the vegetables. That's a joke. I'm being facetious. It's the meat. It's the other shit. It's the fucking, the poison. It's the preservatives. It's the junk. Anyway. But jam sandwiches could be a good little, don't be fat and eating jam sandwiches and think that that's what's making you fat. It's all the other shit. Anyway, moving on. Pongy feet and stinky armpits could soon be a thing of the past. Pongy feet and stinky armpits could soon be a thing of the past. There should be a thing of the past anyway. There shouldn't be a thing at all. It's called washing. It's called bathing. It's called personal hygiene. But some people, they've just got it. And that's the diet as well. Some people who stink and they go, oh, I don't know what it is. And then they're eating fucking curries 3 times a day and onions 100 times a day. You know, some of these people, I always remember a guy on Hill Street Blues used to eat onions like apples. The one crazy cop, 70s or 80s TV cop show. He used to eat onions like there was an apple. He definitely had stinky armpits because there's no escaping that, I don't think. The guy just fucking pongs them onions. Anyway, so there you go. Might be a thing of the past. I haven't read it. I told you it's Wing It Wednesday. I haven't read it, but I'm going to read it now. You've got me wanting to find out what it is. I should tell you what it is. A film-like substance has been developed that makes sweat evaporate 6 times faster than normal. So the sweat's still coming. So the matter, which holds 15 times more moisture than materials, could be used for underarm pads and shoe linings to banish nasty niffs. So you got to walk around with underarm pads on. Come on, just have a fucking wash, or wear some. I don't really like wearing all the sprays too much anyway, because that clogs it, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm lucky that I've got a lot of other worse things than that on my personal problems, but that's not one I suffer with. Anyway, I've got lots of things to be embarrassed about. Don't you worry about it. If you're sitting there and going, well, he's now taking a piss out of me because I stink. I'm not. I'm just saying that there's things that I've got wrong with me as well. I'm sure I could find one. It'd take me ages, but there is one. I'm sure there is. I'm going to tell you what it is though. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, I forgot. I should have done the 1 in 50 of us have got the virus already. Fucking hell, we might as well, all this stuff we've done. All this stuff that we've done. And 1 in 50 of us have got the virus. 1 in 30 in London. So we're doing all this stuff and it's getting around us anyway. It's making no fucking difference. I still think we should do it. We've still got to protect people, but you know, you got to fucking think, what the fuck have we been doing? If 1 in 50 of us, that means that person doesn't know. That literally, if you're going to go on the R number, that means only got to be two more placements where that person goes to, and all of a sudden, everybody's had it. Surely. Anyway, moving on. I'm not one to complain. There's a picture of 2 monkeys shagging in the safari park, West Midlands Safari Park, I hope, because that's what we're like in the West Midlands. Is it West Midlands Safari Park? Out at a safari park. Which fucking one is it? Oh, it's at Longleat. Sorry, Longleat. I tell you what, it's fitting because Longleat. It was the Longleat, the Lord of Longleat. It was a raunchy guy. He died recently, didn't he? And he was like, he had loads of women living on the estate. He's a bit of a Hugh Hefner type character of a safari park of all fucking things. That's the thing he decided to run, a safari park. But Longleat anyway. But the monkeys were shagging on the bonnet anyway, and the people taking photos of it. Proper got rhythm as well. You can see I can only see the photo, but it looks like they're in a good. They're getting the position down. It looks like, it doesn't look like monkey sex. It looks like two humans having sex that look like monkeys. So they're doing it doggy style. Anyway, so you can look for that photo if you can be bothered. What else is there? Speaking of sex, speaking of embarrassing sex, should I say, Courtney Love said she's one of the most greatest shames of her life was shagging Steve Coogan. And that's because she found out afterwards that he used to be Alan Partridge. That's what she was getting the piss taken out of her because she was shagging Alan Partridge. And she thought it was uncool. And now she's backtracking on it, saying it's one of the great shames of her life. Steve Coogan, I'm sorry, but Steve Coogan, I'm all for that. I mean, it must be embarrassing. Steve Coogan needs to come back at that, and because she's a rock star. He was playing a cheesy comedian, wasn't he? But she saw him out of 24-hour Party People, which is a bit of a cool film about the Manchester scene, music scene. But then when she found out about that, now she's distanced herself from me. He should come back and that and go, well, I'll tell you what, it's one of the worst experiences I've ever had either. And then she started dissing you. Maybe it's your hygiene habits or something that he can come back at. What about your spotty arse? What about that? I didn't fucking enjoy that too much either. Or is he going to be a gentleman? Is he going to come out and defend himself? Tell you what, it ain't fair. These outspoken people, they're not outspoken, they're rude. That's what they are. But I like Courtney Love anyway. I like crazy people, so they can do what they like. And it gives me something to talk about. There's nothing funnier than some people who are fucking unhinged, or they just catch you by surprise all the time, don't they? And I'm into that. Anyway, what was I going to say? Running out of time thinking about it. We're running out of time. Electricians down the most cup of teas in Britain. Lazy bastards. Get back to work. Electricians down more cups of teas than anybody else. Supping 10 a day. That is like the most tea breaks then, isn't it? Obviously. I've got to be honest. Whenever I invite anybody around, nobody ever fucking has one of mine. My cups of tea. Maybe they'll think I look dodgy and they think I'm going to poison them, or you could think that, couldn't you? When you go around as an electrician around somebody's house, and then somebody gives you a cup of tea and you drink it, all of a sudden you pass out, and then you're tied to a chair with no clothes on. You never know, do you? It might poison you. If you've watched these serial killer films enough, then you're going to. You got to have. So that's why they must come in and every single one says no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. Nobody ever. I don't think I've ever made anybody a cup of tea that I don't know. And that's saying something. Last one I'm going to do then. Which one is it? Because I've got 4 here. I'm going to pick one. Taking regular holidays makes people happier, but only by 7%. How the fuck do they measure that? How do they measure that? I'll tell you what. It makes everybody happier by a fucking shitload. You're asking the wrong people, because anybody I know who goes on holiday, they're doing it to get the fuck away from the shit there, or the shitty council estates, shitty street they live on, shitty weather, shitty money, shitty job, shitty COVID, all the shitties, lots of shitties, and you're saying it's only going to improve your mood by 7%. Bullshit. That's coming back. You might have just, you're asking them once they've come back and they've just hit depression mode again. When you're asking them when I'm over there, I'm telling you what, they're 100% in the good mood. They're doing the conga in their brain. That's why you don't get hangovers when you're on holiday. You get pissed out your brains when you wake up in the morning. It's bright sunshine coming through your room. You're like, fuck the hangover. I'm going out and having a good time. But in England, when you wake up with an hangover and you look out the window and it's grey and pissing down the rain, that is like a triple hangover right there. Anyway, I'm leaving it there and I'll do another one tomorrow. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and see you then if you can be bothered to come back. Hopefully I've entertained. If not, it doesn't really matter. What else have you got to do over this next 7 weeks? Fit me in. I'll see you tomorrow if you come back. Bye.